And now on to my explainer tonight. So, we now have 150 days to the August 9th general election. But the next 2 months are important, especially with one key event that some consider the halfway point from this day to election day, and that is the party primaries. Now, here's one important date to look out for this month, March 26th. That is the deadline by which one must be a member of a registered political party if they are to participate in party primaries. The parties are to submit their lists by this date, and that information will be hosted electronically in the political party's information management system. This is because, per the latest law, those seeking to run for elections on a party ticket must be bona fide members of the political party in a list that will be certified by the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties. Now, before we move on to the next one, here's another important milestone. And speaking of the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, a very important thing that they're going to have to do. Watch this.
They must identify and file with the registrar which method they are supposed to use. And that should be done at least 7 days before the nomination day.
So, 14 days later, the journey to the primaries begins. Now, on the 9th of April, political parties are to submit their certified party membership lists to the IEBC. In addition, parties who are intending to field candidates in various seats shall submit the names of the persons contesting in the party primaries, and that will include the dates and the venues of the primaries as well. In return, the Commission then has 7 days within which to make that list public. So the IEBC will then publish in the Gazette the names of those persons contesting in a party primary, as well as the dates of those party primaries. So at this point, the parties are then free to conduct their primaries, but must conclude them and resolve any disputes that may arise following the exercise by Friday, the 22nd of April. And once they have resolved those disputes, they now must submit the names of the persons who've been nominated by the party. And this can be done either through direct nominations or through party primaries. They must submit those names to the IEBC by the 28th of April. Now, you know, it is at this point that we typically see some movement, right? For those party members who may feel aggrieved by the party primaries process and feel that they are strong enough to run on their own. Well, they have a very short window, and this is because candidates who are intending to vie as independents must make sure that they are not members of any registered party by the 2nd of May. So this will be 3 months to the election. So that means they have a very short window of less than 10 days following the conclusion of party primaries to go to the Registrar of Political Parties, ensure that they have formally left the party and are ready to vie as independents. Now, this, of course, will not be an issue for those who've wanted to run as independents all along, because they will be ready to submit their names and the symbols that they intend to use during the election by this very date, that's the 2nd of May. Now, the Commission will then have 14 days once again to publish in the Gazette the names and the symbols of those who wish to contest as independents. Now, that will take us to the date of Friday, the 13th of May. Now, the conclusion of the party primaries will bring us towards the end of the month of May, when another important event will be taking place. You see, candidates who are wishing to participate in the presidential election are required to deliver to the Commission a very important list which has the names, signatures, ID or passport numbers of at least 2,000 registered voters in each of a majority of counties on or before this date, that is the 23rd of May. So, all of those candidates who've been nominated either as independents or on political party tickets will now present their nomination papers formally to the IEBC, and they have a period of diverse dates. That's between the 29th of May and the 7th of June. So note this, for presidential candidates, they will present their nomination papers to the chairperson of the IEBC, who is the returning officer for the presidential votes. And those running for all the other 5 seats, that's National Assembly, the Senate, Governor, MCA, and the County Woman member, will present their nomination papers to their respective returning officers. Now, when this entire nomination process is done, we will now have a much clearer picture of the players in the election and what the ballot paper will possibly look like. And we will then be ready for the campaigns. And that is why the date for the official campaign period was designated as the 29th of May, going all the way to 48 hours before the general election of August 9th. So I just want to end this explainer with a reminder once again that many of the players out on the campaign trail today are in breach of the electoral code. That's our explainer tonight.